Hey guys, welcome to No, Madam.
And I'm Bruce.
Yeah,
Story guys.
I'm sorry, I was about to do the news story.
Monday. Yeah.
Anyway, we're just over a week from the release of Hello Games' No Man's Skies, which means we could finally leave this terrible world of meat and retail jobs behind.
No, shift manager, I won't be in today. I'll be exploring the stars. And then the webpage explaining my state's unemployment program.
Ooh, that's a lot of fun. Before you start your mission of government-funded space exploration, you might be interested to know the game has already leaked, like big time.
Ooh, before we get into the story here, we owe you guys a few words of caution. There will be some very slight spoilers in this video, though we're not going to show any leaked gameplay or screenshots.
Of course not. Yeah, we're going to try our best to just talk about the story, not the game. But the two are kind of hard to separate at this point. So if you want everything about No Man's Sky to be a surprise, do the responsible thing and just wait until the game comes out. Stop watching this video.
We still need views though, so just mute this, go get a glass of water or something, just let the video play.
That's a good idea.
Don't actually watch it. All right, we're on the same page, good stuff. So let's get started on the story because it's a winding tale of intrigue. Lawrence, take us away.
Yeah, this is always, boy, I love it. I love it when a very enthusiastic internet subgroup gets a hold of something. Anyway, the leaks can be traced back to Reddit user Damien, who purchased a copy of the game on eBay for the squeaky low price of $1,300.
Totally
What
worth
a
it.
bargain.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a shitload of money, right? But to his credit, Damien is pretty verbose, likes to write, and he explained exactly why he decided to fork over the money for an early copy. And I actually like his reasoning. In replying to a Reddit thread pointing out the eBay listing, Damien explained that he wanted to experience the game before there were any wikis or gameplay videos or even communities to discuss the game.
Valid.
Wanted to plow that field first. They write, if No Man's Sky is crack for everyone here in this Reddit, the idea of an early experience with zero information surrounding it is the equivalent of the purest, uncut, and unfiltered crack money can buy for me.
That's true.
This is it for me. This is that nut high.
What's a nut high?
I mean, it makes sense, right? Just spraying
I
everywhere.
And like nut highs tend to do, Damien soon sprayed his experience all over the place. In response to hundreds of requests for gameplay, Damien uploaded the game's intro and several extended gameplay videos to different websites. First to Dailymotion, which was then removed.
Then the videos were re-uploaded to YouTube, which were also removed.
So like most good internet videos, the gameplay now lives on Pornhub.
If you really want to spoil the game for yourself, or if you just need an excuse to go to Pornhub, you've got the power to do either right now.
Yeah, what do you think the related videos look like?
Cow chop?
Anal, it's always anal.
Well, is it amazing? Is it a new reality full of fancy and wonder? Or was Spool right and it's all a giant lie?
Missy little guy. Well, that question gets messy, right, Lawrence?
Yes. And it kind of is subjective to a certain point. Damien claims to have reached the center of the galaxy at this point, technically the goal of the entire game. That happened just over a day ago, and since he got the game 3 days ago, that means he did it in about, he claims, 20 to 30 hours.
Sure. It's not bad.
Yeah, but that also kind of flies in the face of a bunch of people that thought you could get lost in this galaxy forever, there'd be billions of planets. So along the way, he accrued several long and intimately detailed Reddit posts, both explaining the nuts and bolts of the game, and providing some subjective feedback on his time with it.
Sure.
As we mentioned previously, we're not going to discuss game-specific stuff about actual game mechanics or gameplay. If you like, you can hit all the links in the description. There are a lot of them down there. And read all about it yourself. There are all the sources. That's everything we've got to go on. So you can go into detail if you want. We'll leave that up to you, though. But to summarize, Damien found a variety of good and bad aspects to the game. So let's start with the good, because we're all about positivity.
Oh, I love a positivity.
Yeah, from the sounds of it, No Man's Sky more or less delivers the kind of experience that it's promising. Good job. We'll snip out a few selected quotes to avoid revealing too much. Damien writes that there is, quote, life on every planet, and that life itself is very dramatically.
Oh, that's cool. They also address a major concern for the game by writing, quote, the terrain and overall vibe of the planets has been surprisingly refreshing. I never really have moments where I land on a planet and say, oh no, not this one again.
Interesting. In terms of gameplay itself, Damien writes that everything is very smooth. The space combat, the entering, leaving your ship, the warp jumps, all of it just feels really sharp while you're playing.
They also lay high praise on the game's audio, writing that the noises and sound in this game are some of the best I've ever experienced.
But Damien has some negative impressions of the game as well, and they sound pretty raunchy. They say straight up that there are bugs, quite a few in fact. Some moments I really start to feel as if the game would have benefited from a beta test. Pray for a day one patch. Ouch.
Oh boy, the issues sound bad too, really bad, right, Lawrence?
Yeah, Damien continues writing that, quote, sea creatures spawn in shallow water completely vertical, stuck in the ground.
As they do.
That sounds cool.
That's the planet!
Whales flailing around, dying. Maybe that is the planet, but apparently it happens
Vertical
way too
fish.
often. Even worse, they've had the game, quote, full-on crash to PS4 menu something like 20 times now.
Oh, shit.
Usually when I'm warp jumping. No joke, save your game a lot, kids. You'll be pissed off if you don't.
Wow.
Even though Damien mentioned this, we'd like to chip in a little bit on this topic as well. It's not uncommon for games to go gold, or rather to finalize code for mass retail production with a list of known bugs.
Yeah, that's what day one patches are for. The developers use the gap of time between code finalization and release date to fix as many bugs as they can, so hopefully they are working on that right now.
Yeah, since Damien is playing the retail game before a day one patch could hit, it's entirely possible that those issues are already fixed or will be before anyone actually plays the game.
Yeah, to be fair, that's presuming there will be a day one patch. We don't know if that's the case, but it's a common practice these days. Or wait! This is the internet after all. What do you do when someone insults something that you love, even though you've never actually played it? You concoct a good old-fashioned conspiracy. Yeah! Woohoo! Conspiracy!
Why is the cowboy doing
I don't know. The Cowboys love conspiracies, right?
My favorite part is when someone tunes into this episode. This is their first episode of the know. Who the fuck are
Woo!
these guys?
Yahoo!
Why don't be serious like Ijin?
Lawrence, talk about the conspiracies, please.
So yeah, this is probably my favorite part of all of it. No Man's Sky faithfuls launched an internet inquiry speculating that Damien's copy of the game is in fact not a retail copy. Some members of the Reddit No Man's Sky community think Damien's version of the game may be a stolen demo or non-final developer copy.
Wow.
So you see, the game is perfect. Damien's the one lying to you.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Jeez.
To be fair, they were pretty objective about the whole thing. They basically made out a list of all this evidence and then one by one addressed whether or not it was actually legitimate or not. And it seems like most of the community has disproven the evidence offered to support that theory. Still, this is kind of a typical cycle on the internet when people hear things they don't like. They find a reason, however convoluted, to fundamentally disprove it and go back to believing what they thought in the first place. That's just a small chunk of how intense the discussion is getting around No Man's Sky.
What a weird game to just latch onto.
Yeah, it's just true. It really is.
All that attention seems to be getting to Damien, who has both deleted full Reddit posts and fully edited others in an attempt to dodge negative reactions.
In fact, his reactions to this whole ordeal are interesting commentary on internet discussion as a whole.
Yeah, in a heavily revised post, Damien writes, quote, "This is quickly becoming an unpleasant experience for me.
Always is.
People are taking some of the comments I made, especially the long one about my justification for why I bought it in the first place, and quoting it somewhat out of context. I feel like the entire message works as a whole and not as pieces. And when Polygon posts only a piece of it, of my quote on the subject, it's kind of annoying."
Boy, welcome to the internet, Damien.
Sad,
It's a
sad
beautiful place.
No, it's terrible. That's why they're playing No Man's Sky. They want to get the fuck away from this horrible place.
Unless we forget, the people who actually made this game would like you to experience the game on your own too, right, Lawrence?
Yes. In response to the leak, No Man's Sky code director Sean Murray tweeted, quote, "We spent years filling No Man's Sky with surprises. You spent years waiting. Please don't spoil it for yourself. Frowny face."
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that a lot.
Murray follows up by asking you to, quote, "take a break from reading about it and picking vids apart. You can experience it for yourself so soon."
Please don't go to Pornhub. It's a scary place.
Did he smile down bashfully when he said
Yeah,
it?
absolutely, he did. I like that guy.
I like him too.
Very, very sound advice from Sean Murray. And now that the game's out there, you can find live streams and video without too much effort. So if you really can't wait 8 more days, just get poking around on the internet. There, you'll find it.
We're all just waiting for Suicide Squad, right, Elyse?
What is this? Some kind of Suicide Squad? No episodes? With Sean Murray? No Man's Sky?
Nice job, good impression. Nintendo shut down Pokevision, guys.
Are you start playing it post-patch?
No, fuck no.
Wow.
I was really upset. It was all over the news yesterday.
Yeah.
People were talking about it. It was on CNN. Is that still a news network?
I was going to say, there are more people playing Pokemon Go than ever watching CNN.
Pokemon Go is doing okay. Here's a
Finished House
squirrel
of
water
Cards.
ski.
Holy shit.
That's real good.
That was real good.
All right, sorry. We should
Dark show.
We gotta say.
Oh, we're doing this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool.
There's got to be something in there for outtakes. Who knows?
Yeah.